This way I can share this with you as well. So if there's anything you missed or you wanted to go back to it, and I'm also going to be sharing my screen certain points, but I just want to welcome everybody to this month's Getting Started call. I'm going to go through the basics of how to navigate Beachbody On Demand. I'm going to walk you through nutrition, and I'm also going to share information on BOD groups and my Facebook community, so you can decide which one is the best fit for you, or if you want to participate in both, that is totally cool as well, and also encouraged. So first things first, thank you for trusting me with helping to guide you. I've been coaching for 4.5 years, and go through different seasons of trying it different ways. And I feel like what we've been doing now with my team has really just made the most sense. I have one group in which people are working on whatever program best fits their needs in that moment, and I help you decide that. And then we have a group separate for those that like the hot button launch, like whatever program's launching, I want to try it. So we've got opportunities for everybody. We constantly have coach mentorship programs running as well. We have team challenges going on. So we're kind of hitting our groove. And as a result, I now have coaches running calls like this for their own, own people, and running groups on their own that I have had under my wing for so long. So it's really interesting. It's like an interesting place in which people are flying the nest and growing, and it's just very exciting. So you're joining our community or re-engaging in our community at the right time. So without further ado, because I do not want to waste anybody's time, I'm going to share my screen so I can show you guys a couple of things when it comes to Beachbody On Demand. Now, first things first, what I'm going to show you is Beachbody On Demand if you were to use the web browser. So if you were to stream this, and you can do so with a smart TV, we have a PlayStation 4, so we just open it up on the web browser on our PlayStation 4, so it goes on our television. You can use Chromecast and screen share, or you can use it through an app with Apple TV, with Roku, with Fire Stick. So certain streaming devices have a Beachbody On Demand app. In that case, it'll look a little bit different. I do encourage you, though, if you are using the app, to get onto the web browser and take a peek, because you'll have an easier time seeing all that's in store for you and all the materials and resources that are available to you. The app is focused mainly for you to push play on your workout and get the workout in. But it's to show you all of the materials and everything you have access to print out or to save. It'd be really great for you to get onto the web browser. So when I log in, you see some programs that are recently viewed. It's so funny, since I do 80-Day Obsession on my television, it's not linked directly to my own account. I think that Mike's account is still logged in there or whatever, but it never logs in as if I'm doing 80-Day Obsession. So it looks like I'm working on Lift 4, which I am not working on. And then the featured programs, the current launches. Today we had a pre and postnatal workout program based on our bar blend program launch. And just the things that they are highlighting, the more recent launches. And then down here, you get to see where our cool Beachbody blog comes in. There's also a link to the blog, but they're highlighting certain elements, certain articles, certain aspects of the blog that they want to direct your attention to. And then there's a cool social media feed. One time a friend of mine sent me a screenshot because I was on the social media feed. If you tag Beachbody On Demand, you might get yourself on there. Just kind of a fun little thing. Now, what I really love is the ability, if you are not in the mood to do a program or you need a break from your program, one of the things that I want to suggest and show you guys is when you click on programs, you can actually select programs based on different things. So you can look at programs geared towards weight loss, strength and muscle, leaning, sculpting bodies. You want cardio, you want low impact, you want yoga, you want dance, you want workouts under 30 minutes, you want to rest and recover, you want workouts with no equipment. And then it goes into our individual super trainers and the different workouts that they have put forth, which is awesome. I would recommend him big time. Shanti as well is a great motivator, but you have the opportunity to really find the program, the workout for any given day, experience, etc. For example, the ones that use no program or no equipment, Those are great if you're traveling and the program you're following has equipment. Now you know that there's a bunch that you can click on and get a workout in. If you're short on time, you overslept, but you still want to commit, and you're doing 80-day obsession, or you're doing P90X, something with super long workouts, and you only have 20 minutes, you can go to the under 30 category and you can find something that's that brief. So it really helps. But I want to suggest that everybody picks a program, and that's what I'm here to help you do, so that you can truly get the results that are meant for you. I'm going to click on, I'll actually click on Bar Blend, because to show you the program materials and things, just because it's a program that everybody has access to. Stacy, you have access to MBF. Vicki, I don't think you do have access to MBF. It's all about what you sign up with. So Bar Blend is something both of you have access to, and anybody else logging in would be able to see all of the same materials that I'm showing you. When you click on a program, you get access to all of this for every program. It's just tailored directly to that program. Under the first tab, Start Here, it gives you the basics. You can understand if this is even a program you'd be interested in, how many different workouts there are, how long the workouts are. I find it so hysterical that Bar Blend is considered a beginner program because it's super low impact. It's probably, to me, the hardest workout in Beachbody On Demand, this program. And just a bit of basics where you can get to know some of the super trainers, you can get to know some of the nutrition, some of the really cool features of this particular program. Under program materials is where you're going to get everything you need. So on the Start Here guide, it's just kind of a sampling, a little appetizer to what you really have. But under every single program, you have the Getting Started packet, which I will open and show you. You have calendars. Some programs have a prep calendar, some programs do not. And then you have your focus on nutrition. What's really cool is something that they started doing recently, because they're really focusing on getting everyone into either 2B mindset or ultimate portion fix, which I'll explain in a minute. Each program now has a very simple 7-day menu to get you started. All of the recipes are linked, and it tells you whether something comes from 2B mindset, whether something comes from ultimate portion fix, how you can really make this work. It gives you a shopping list. I mean, it's really just so simple. It's super simple and gives you a chance to get started right. The calendar for each program is a little bit unique, more unique to that program. Some are trackers, like 80-day obsession, you get a calendar and you get tracking sheets. Bar Blend, you're just going to get a calendar, but you know exactly what workout to do what day. One of the questions that I get, and I'll pause here to say this, is, you know, let's pretend it's day 8 of my program, which would be right here, and I am not feeling great and I'm going to take a rest day. Do I now do the next day and skip that one? Do I start here? Do I move things around? I always say just start where you left off. So if you needed to take a rest day, you're going to pick up where you left off the next day. Don't let the day of the week get you down. Just go in order. There was a girl, Michelle, in my ongoing group with all mixed programs. She's a challenger of my friend Leslie, who I run the group with. It took her, I forget how, I think she started Morning Meltdown 100 in December or January. I don't want to be wrong, but it was one of those 2 months. And she finished it in July. And in the process, she lost 21 pounds. So that's a program that's supposed to take you 100 days. And it took her a lot longer than 100 days. But she followed it in order. Even if she had a rest day in between. She likes to do Zumba, so she was doing Zumba. She had an injury. She was sick. In that process, she did the entire program in order. It took her longer, and she still had amazing results. So it really is the best thing. Just this past week, decided to take a rest day Friday. So my Friday workout became Saturday, and my Saturday workout became Sunday. It's very simple. So don't let the calendar work against you. Just work for it. Let it really be a guide to you. It's going to keep getting in my way every time I move away from here. But they start here for each program is really great because it gives you the opportunity to see your progress and really track and identify what your steps should be for that program. It gives you some basics. It explains the structure. Each program that we follow, unless you're in 21-day fix, which is just straight 3 weeks, MBF, just straight 3 weeks, the rest of the programs all have different phases, and it explains how many phases are in the program. It explains all of your welcome steps, and it also gives you a chance to start doing some tracking. If you have the Beachbody On Demand app, you also can track right on here, which is great, or you can print this out. If you have an iPad or a tool like that, you can type right on top of this and have a place to track. It has that calendar for you. It's just a really cool space for you to get going. What you will notice in some of our older programs, I'm going to move away from that one for a second from Bar Blend. In some of our older programs, they have a much more specific nutrition component. That was before the launch of 2B Mindset and Ultimate Portion Fix. So if you were to open up a program like 80-Day Obsession, which is the one I am following right now, you will see that it has a very specific nutrition program that is geared towards that program. So here you have in the Getting Started guide, it gives you a chance to not just track your measurements, but actually identify where you fall in your program's nutrition. So if you're looking to lose weight or if you're looking to maintain weight and build muscle, it tells you exactly how to figure out your bracket and then what you should be eating. If you do not have these containers, do not worry. There is an equivalency that I can get to you because they have been kind of sold out and sold and in with COVID as well. But I will tell you what the colored containers mean. We can talk individually on that. But here's the rule of thumb. If you're doing a program and you open it up and it has a nutrition plan containerized like this, and it tells you, you should be eating this number of containers because you should be in this bracket. You should be eating this number of containers because you're in this bracket. You should follow what the program says. If the program you open up does not have one of those, then what you want to do is try to follow either 2B Mindset or Ultimate Portion Fix. Now, the reason being, certain programs, because of the caloric output, require something a little bit different than what those very simplified lifestyle-based programs focus. So for example, in 80-Day Obsession, I eat here in Meal Plan C. I will not be eating in Meal Plan C when I do MBF. I'll probably be in A or B depending on what my intake looks like at the time. But for 80-Day Obsession with these super long workouts, not trying to lose weight, just always trying to get tighter and stronger, Meal Plan C makes sense for me, and I need a very specific amount of calories to make that happen. In general, though, I couldn't just eat Meal Plan C and do whatever workout I wanted. It would not necessarily work for my body, but for this level of working out, because that program has a specific nutrition plan, the best thing you can do is follow the one that is assigned to that program. And again, I'm your coach for a reason, because there's so much to know and so much that you can do to make this the most effective and successful experience for you. And that's why Beachbody has coaches, so that we can make sure you have success. It can seem overwhelming. It's not when you know where to look and what to follow. And I want to just say, if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the chat or pipe up and interrupt me. I teach high schoolers. I'm used to being interrupted. So it will never offend me whatsoever. Now, I've talked a bit about nutrition in general, but I want to show you where to find those programs and what they can do for you. So when you go back to programs, right up at the front under featured, I want to suggest everybody take some time on their own and goes to Introduction to Nutrition. Here you're going to see a lot about, first off, watch the Shakeology video. I can't do it justice in this half-hour session we're having, but it's a mainstay for me, and it's been, I dripped a little over myself. It's been a mainstay for me for 4.5 years. IBS, migraines, taken care of, thank you very much. I have a kidney disease that has been practically a non-issue since I started incorporating this. Again, I can go on and on and on. But anyway, this is our creator of Shakeology, or co-creator, Isabel Deichler. If you've been watching Zac Efron's Down to Earth docuseries on Netflix, the other co-creator, Darren O'Lean, is his cohort in that program. But that's totally worth your time. At some point, make that a homework assignment to watch this video. And also spend some time getting to know Alana, who's the creator of 2B Mindset, and Autumn, who is the creator of Ultimate Portion Fix. And you'll recognize her because she's the super trainer behind 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, 80 Day Obsession, Country Heat, and Chisel from Hammer and Chisel. And our new program coming out in January called 9-Week Control Freak. There's a difference between these two programs. 2B Mindset is a plated program. It's a visual program. She helps you divide your food in your brain between different categories, and making sure that you have certain categories of food on your plate represented in different visual portions. She also has a series of rules that are very simple and awesome for someone who just wants to eat well forever. I don't want to get too much into her story because these videos are great, but Alana was chronically obese growing up and was sent to fat camps and all of these things where her family just did not know how to support her. But they were not getting her healthy food, and they were not giving her a lifestyle that was, you know, going to support someone living healthy. And so she decided to do some research on her own. She ended up figuring out how to lose the weight herself naturally just through diet, a lifestyle of eating well, and has become a certified nutritionist. And so she has these rules. She calls them, it's 2B because of the two bunnies. There's two sides of the bunny, the two ears. But some very basic rules in 2B Mindset: water first, veggies most. Shoot, what's the one about dessert? I forget. Not dessert last. That's what I would like the rule to be. But there's different ways you can incorporate treats, not cheats, into the program. And it's just a wonderful, lovely, happy look at food. It creates these positive relationships with nutrition, and it's really effective for a certain group of people. For the people that doesn't work for, Ultimate Portion Fix comes into play, and that's the containerized system for life. And the thing about Ultimate Portion Fix is that it's not necessarily geared towards working out. It's geared towards lifestyle. So you determine the containers based on your activity level. So if you're someone who can't work out, you can still use these containers to portion your foods appropriately. If you're someone who works out a ton, if you're a runner, if you're super active some months and not other months because of the weather, that can help you determine how to, tailor your nutrition intake to support your outtake, and what you're burning off and what you're building up and all of that. Our CEO, Carl Deichler, once said when he was announcing this program that 2B Mindset was such a phenomenon and has helped so many people, but there are still certain people who need to be contained. I need to be contained. My visual on my plate doesn't work out. I tend to make them bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as the week goes on, or eat that piece of crust that I just cut off my kid's sandwich just because. And then I've eaten 12 pieces of crust over the course of a day. What is the point of that? When I associate everything with my containers, I understand what I'm supposed to eat and I can eat it. It's not a big deal. And it also helps me make sure I'm getting the right representation of my food groups. So it works for me. Both of these programs, if you were to gain access to them, and they are an additional purchase, but I will tell you why I find them worth it. Each one contains 30 or more videos that walk you through everything. Now, I have 2 different Beachbody On Demand accounts. Just as a coach, it's just something that happened. And 2B Mindset is in my other account, so it is locked on here. But I wanted to just click on Ultimate Portion Fix just so you can see, because they're so very similar in terms of their structure. So in here, instead of workouts, it's actually modules that give you all the background information. You get, if you order these programs, you get a workbook to work through for each of them. And it is about 30 different videos that walk you through everything. Food addiction, what does balance mean, why portion control, the 3 different paths of Ultimate Portion Fix, for example. One's foundational fixed, timed nutrition, which I follow, and carb cycling if you're really trying to cut out some fat at the end of a program or towards an event or something. How to go to the grocery store, how to dine out, how to be healthy for your family. There's all this section on raising healthy kids with healthy food minds. Special days like holidays. This was the one about eating in a restaurant. I mean, every single thing. And it's self-paced, and there's in Spanish as well. And it just explains everything that makes this a lifestyle for you. It's not talking at you, it's working through in the workbook. You also have access if you needed to get the printed materials of the workbook. All of that is in here. You can see what that looks like. It gives you so many options, so many options. Now, what I love most, oh yes, there are those because those workouts were created with that. I forgot. What I love most about the fact that they've done this is that, you know, when we associate a nutrition plan with a workout, it feels like a diet, because for 21 days, if I'm doing 21-day fix, I'm going to do the 21-day fix meal plan. I'm going to lose the 5 to 10 pounds that it promises me. And then on day 22, I'm going to go to Shake Shack and I'm going to have an ice cream or a milkshake and a giant burger. You know, when you look at it like this and you take the time to move through these courses, you understand your food choices. And it doesn't mean you'll never eat a dessert again. And it doesn't mean you'll never go to Shake Shack again. I think I went to Shake Shack a couple weeks ago. I had a burger yesterday. It means I understand how that burger fits into my day or into my week and how I can make it work. And it's just such a change to my relationship with food and to my challengers who have dove into one of those programs. It's really made a difference for them. Now, I mentioned Shakeology. I don't want to go too crazy into it because I said that could be a call in and of itself, but I do want to show you the groups. So because you both are my customers and anyone else who watches this recording, when you get into BOD groups, you'll be able to see the active groups that I have running. So I have a coach mentorship group, which is more of a one-on-one element. And then I have my ongoing challenge group. It's going to be getting a facelift this month as we kick off with I keep saying two mindset, with MBF next week. I'm going to be sharing more content specific to MBF in conjunction to nutrition, because so many of my new challengers are following that program or have access to that program. But when you get into your Beachbody On Demand, you'll see these. And if you haven't received an invite, which you should have, sometimes things get snagged after you join me, then you just request to join, because you will see all of my groups that I'm running right on your home screen. Like I have my coach right here. I can see her group that she's running, and I could request to join it if I wanted to. On Facebook, I also have my groups. This is my team, my uplines team page. I will show you my general challenge group. So this I run with two of my friends, Nicole and Leslie. Every day there was a brand new post from one of us. I'm the Monday poster, and we're focusing on mindset and we're focusing on nutrition this month. So you see our post, and everybody gets to log in as their day goes on right underneath that post. They share that they've done their shake, they share that they've done their workout, they share questions, we cheer each other on, and it's an awesome community. We have files with meal plans and menus and recipes that you can snag. It's just a really neat way for us to hold each other accountable and to keep it fresh. Every single day is new content. Every single day, someone's got a celebration or a struggle that they want to have us overcome together. It's just a really beautiful community, and a way for us to, move things forward and make the most of this experience. I'll say this. I almost went in one direction, but I'm going to go back into another direction. I became a coach a couple of days after joining my first challenge group because I found it so uplifting, and I wanted to provide that for people again and again and again. And I will say that the last few months have just been strange, and I you know, in running these groups with other people and with a lot going on at home and school, I'm a teacher, and COVID and everything became super overwhelming for me recently. And I just, as I was saying at the beginning of the call, feel like everything is coming together now. And I have such a clear vision as to what, and I forgot I had to invite her to this group, as to what these groups really meant to me when I first started them. And I'm just excited to really fulfill what I promised when I became a coach. And that is to get people results, to make them feel loved and supported, and to provide a space for them to be their full selves, and to only find that that full self can get better and better and healthier and healthier. I think that's it. I wanted to make sure I touched on as much as I could. Oh, one thing I did not show actually in Beachbody On Demand under nutrition, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this. The blog is great. You can find so much. And if you're starting a new program and it's weird to you, I would go to the blog and I would type in that program and said Google it. So if you're doing MBF, you're doing bar blend, you can put that into the search bar and all articles related to it will come up. So sometimes if there's a really strange move, they'll actually have the trainer breaking down that move, or people will share their favorite recipes that are associated with that program, or some stretches to do after that particular workout that's extra challenging. It's really great. But within the nutrition center, there's also Fixate, which is just so cool. Fixate is an online cooking show that Autumn hosts with her brother, who is a chef, and it's all recipes that are already containerized. So you can get into these recipes and you could eat for months just on, oh, I guess I have to pick something. Let's pick breakfast recipes. Just on the Fixate recipes in and of themselves. The episodes are really fun. They're really short. They give you the printed out version of the recipe as well. This is something my daughter likes to watch with me, and it also gives you the container. So it's very simple to plug into your meal plan. I also wanted you to know that, bless you, in my groups, in the file section, we have meal plans that you can pick out, print out, and go. But I also have, for all of the container, for all of the meal plans, I have Google spreadsheets that I've created that kind of break down how you can match up your meals with those containers. If you ever wanted access to one of those, or you wanted me to help you by giving you one that's kind of filled in, I am happy to do that. It's something I do for customers all the time. And just know that that's always an option as well. All right. I think I talked at everyone for long enough. If you guys have questions, you can unmute or you can type it in, whatever makes you comfortable. I did not want this to go too long. Want to stick to a half hour at the most, and I'm right there. I was going to do a drawing for a door prize, but since it would just be a 50-50 chance, you're both going to get a fun little prize. So be ready for that.
I do have a question.
Go for it.
So how do I start?
How do you start? So I should have sent you, you filled out the form, correct?
Yes.
Yes. And did now let me look, I want to look back in our message. I want to make sure that I did, and I didn't just write it down, because sometimes when I'm doing things like in the middle of the night and I'm trying not to fall asleep in a child's bed, I will make coaching decisions and then not actually have sent the message. Let me take a peek. Here we go. Yes. Okay. So I suggest starting an MBF, which you have access to. Okay. So what you will do, I'm going to share my screen again. You're going to start, and we can do a one-on-one call if you would like. So I'll just tell you the best way to start, and then you can message me on Instagram or text me or whatever, however you want to do it, and let me know what you would prefer. Okay. But this is your starting program based on what goals you want and based on everything that you've told me. Okay. Now, the BOD ropes, they're going to be sent separately from your shipment because they were sold out. but you do not need them. It's like fake jump ropes.
Okay.
You can do and she'll explain that in the first couple workouts. But so you see her like flipping them around right there.
Yeah.
You can even get some on Amazon, but you have some coming, so don't worry. But this program tripled its sales from the projection. So they say a big outpouring of people who are finally like, I guess my gyms really aren't opening and I need to order something online. So anyway, regardless, do you have any weights at home?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the only thing you would want is your BOD ropes when they come in. I have done it with and without because I got my BOD ropes in. I'm finding them a little wonky, so I kind of liked the fake jumping rope without them. They're not weighted, so it's not like it's adding. It's just something to hold.
Alrighty.
But anyway, you will follow the program materials and the starter guide. Go through that, and from there, then you and I can determine how to do your bracket and all that good stuff. But you'll want to go into the starter guide, take a peek at it. Now, you have access to this program. So that's also why I wanted to pick it. 21 Day Fix would have been another good start for you based on the type of exercises you've enjoyed. But because this program is like crushing everything right now, people are just loving it. I haven't started it yet because I'm finishing 80 Day Obsession. But some of my challengers, it's breaking plateaus that they had from doing other programs, like that they just couldn't cut through. So it's really, really fabulous, and it's fast, 25 to 35 minutes every day. But start here, determine, where you're starting from, and send this to me, and then I can help you decide nutrition and all of that, where we're going to go. But this is going to be your program. Go away, this little toolbar. Please go away. There you are. And from there, the calendar, but the workouts are in order anyway. So the calendar just helps you to physically check things off, but you'll start with week 1, day 1, and move your way through it. And it's like very, very simple and straightforward.
Okay.
Yeah. But we can talk more, one-on-one once you go through the starter guide and the rest of the tasks in the email that I sent you.
Okay. I'll go through it all tomorrow.
Yeah. Take your time, and because, it's there and it's ready for you. You can do the sample workout in the meantime and play around with that, or do some other workouts from any of the programs while you get comfortable with these materials, and then really decide what your day 1's going to be, and we'll go from there.
All right. Sounds good. And you really can't start this till I have my shakes, right? Is that the thing?
I would suggest that. I will check your tracking as soon as we're off this call. I just don't want to pull up my coach office and all that, but that would be the best way to really make sure your nutrition and everything is like perfectly in line. Yeah. Okay. And your results are as real as they'll get. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm so excited.
Me too. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right, guys, I am going to stop recording. Yes.